This comes from making the rounds a little bit. This is the last Packers offensive play of the game. You already know what this is. It's a throw, everyone calls a hero shot to Davante Adams. I want to take a look at it just to kind of talk through. What I like to do when I do these is I always start with kind of what the concept is, and we talk a little bit about the coverage, and that's important because when I talk about the concept, when we look at that, it's what are you trying to do with this? What's the plan for this concept? What are you trying to do? What are you trying to free up? What defender are you trying to put in a bind? How are you attacking the defense? How do different coverages impact that? That it all plays a part in how you look at this pre-snap, post-snap, all of that. And so I want to take a look at this because this is it's a concept we'll say relatively familiar with. It's a take on something the Packers have run quite a bit this year, and so it's one that I know quite a bit. And so you kind of know what they're trying to do with it. So we'll kind of start there. So, and I think actually we'll play it. We'll play it. I've got my little thing over here. I have not had that up in the past, so I apologize if that bothers anyone, but it's easier for me. So we're gonna have Davante right there, and we kind of have a crosser over there, and it's just a little heave-ho from Aaron Rodgers. Davante tries to get it, cannot come up with it. All right, so what are they doing? Davante's running a post, almost like a skinny post. He's not veering too much. I think he's probably kind of maybe a little more like that. And then we've got kind of a high-low thing over here a little bit. I think they crisscross. So you've got a corner here and then a deep dig there. And this is 3rd and 11, I believe. And so you're going to have these deep attackers. And I think you've got some chip releases on the side, if I'm not mistaken, but it doesn't really matter too much. So I'm going to redraw this just because we do have kind of a skinny. We've got a corner and a dig. So this is, if we look at and I'll put this back in later, this main action here, this is what I typically lump into the Portland family. Portland is what I look at as an offshoot of the Mills concept, which I talked about in an earlier video, which is it was an old West Coast concept. It's a ball control with an alert right there. And so you're looking pre-snap and you're saying what it used to be on the West Coast days was I'm looking for ball control. I'm looking to hit this, and this is going to be my clear out. What it ended up becoming through guys like Spurrier and Favre, just like I'm just chucking this ball, was if this is, I'm taking this. This is my first read, touchdown, check down. So you're reading high-low on this, generally speaking. So it's Portland. You're trying to get, and they're kind of, we'll talk about the defense in a second. They're kind of an amoeba look. They're kind of going here. But this is one that, depending on how it's run, could work against, a handful of different coverages on the back end there. We've typically seen it when the Packers run this. They'll run this against kind of a 2-high look, quarters, cover 2, something like that. And why that works is because if we envision this, we'll just say, for the sake of argument, let's say this drops out, drop out, drop out, drop out. So we'll quarters because each person's covering a quarter of the deep field there. What you're looking for is your high-lowing, we're going to say this guy here. So he's going to drop back. And then this here, this dig, if he comes up and drives on the dig, you have likely this guy here with inside leverage on his defender running over the top. If he shoots up, you've basically got a vacated zone here. Now, if he does not drop, or if he drops back here underneath here, you drive on the dig. So you high-low, and you're basically high-lowing this man right here. They don't end up doing that. And okay, so what the Packers end up doing, again, so we'll draw this out. Corner, and then a dig. So you got Portland, and you got this here. Now, this is kind of the kind of wasp, if you're familiar with the Kansas City Super Bowl. This is the big, I think, 3rd and 26 or whatever it was, played to Tyreek Hill. Same kind of look there. So it's basically Portland with a corner here. So you almost get a follow aspect here, which you can put a deep defender in a bind here with. So we're going to look at, and all of this is to say that's the concept. That's what you're designed for, especially against a 2-high look. That's kind of how you're looking. You're looking at the guy, and if he's open, you're looking at this guy here at the post. Depending on what a defender here does or a defender here does, if he vacates this area here to come down on the dig, I think it's that guy, but whatever, then you hit the post. And if not, you hit the dig, and in this case, you have the other option of hitting the corner out there. So now what's going to happen? Again, you've got amoeba look here. They're all kind of undeclared what they're going to be. They're all, relatively close to the line, within, 7 to 10 yards of the line there. Not really sure what they're going to fall into, what defense they're going to fall into. Now, what ends up happening, and stop it right there. Rodgers is about ready to hit the top of his drop right here. Adams is running this, and you can see right here, and Rodgers looking at him, he's bracketed. I originally thought when I was looking at this that maybe this was a guy dropping out from here, and Rodgers just didn't see him. A disguise. Fred Warner had been dropping to a lot of Tampa 2 stuff, a guy from here dropping out. If you're reading the safeties off of this, you wouldn't see a linebacker, but he's not a linebacker. He's dropping, you could see him. Rodgers looking at him. He appears as though he sees him. So what should happen then is okay, that's covered. You hit the top of the drop, which he's getting ready to do. That's not there. Bounce. Reset your feet. You now got 2 guys over here with this guy running a post and this guy running a dig, in which case you're reading then these 2 guys. Now this guy here appears to be falling under the corner route. So you can see him. He's dropping into his coverage here. So this is a bracket. We're going to call this, I don't know, quarter, half, I guess. We'll say each of these, this is bracket coverage. We'll just call this quarter, half, cover 6 just for the ease of talking about it. So you got 2 guys here. We'll say they're taking up a quarter of the field. This guy's taking up a half. So quarter, half, cover 6, if you want to call it cover 6, because 4 plus 2, it's a combo coverage of cover 4 and cover 2 equals 6. So that's what you're doing there. So then, okay, let's take this back because I ramble too much. Hits the top of his drop. Bracketed by these 2 guys. Bounce, look. You got that on the corner. This guy here, he's looking back, but he's falling under. So you don't have the corner because the way he's dropping his hips, he's falling back, he's under this, that's out. So then you bounce down. You're still kind of looking, you bounce down, you look there. He's passing off. What's he doing? Now he's got the dig. Lazard's got the dig coming in there. But at this point, these guys are coming up because we're looking at these chippers kind of coming out there. The middle of the field is wide open. So we've gotten rid of this because it's a bracket. So let's draw this up again. Gotten rid of this because it's a bracket. That's done. You gotten rid of the corner route here. That's out because of this guy here, which means your last read is right there, and you've got to read that guy right there. That's who you're looking at. So bounce, he should be resetting now. So he's still looking. He's still looking. He does not move his eyes off of there. He should be resetting, and if he resets, he would see this guy here is screaming down. If that guy's screaming down, that means the middle of the field is wide open, and Lazard runs into this guy. We'll just look at the defenders. He's looking, but he's dropping back. His hips are not in a position where he can drive on that. If that ball is there, he can't get to it. Hips turned, looking up. Hips turned, looking up, coming down. There's nothing stopping him there. And so right now, Rodgers is still looking over there. But if he read this, and again, we'll look at it here in a second. If he read this, looked at this, how you should be reading it, you read one thing on the way back, just play it. So you're reading, sorry, this is frustrating. Keep going back. You read this the entire way back. 7-step drop. You're reading this. You hit the top of the drop. Am I ready to throw it? Yes. If I do, hop, load, throw. If I don't, step, reset, read over here because I have my 2 guys over here. So we're going to look at that through that context there, and we're going to look at the backside too because we'll be able to see that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Bounce. Hit. He's set. Legs are loaded. Now, if this was good, hop and throw. It's not. Get off of that. Step, reset, read that out. Instead, he hops, chucks, Lazard's open, throws it to the heavens. Davante Adams can't come down with it. Now we're going to watch from this backside, and you can watch his head. We'll stop it a couple times because I can't help myself. That's what I do. But you can see him right here. He's reading that guy right there. You can see him. He's looking down the middle of the field. He sees that guy, and you can track his head, and you can see him watching him. Keeps looking, sees him, still looking, still looking. He's looking that way the whole way. He never looks backside. So he sees, and that's 29. That's 29 dropping for the middle. It's right there. He's right in the middle. You can see Rodgers looking at him. This is one of those that I'm sure he would like back once he saw. I think he maybe peeks backside. You can maybe look at him there. Looks a little bit backside, but he never really sets the throw. That is something he's probably aware somewhat of what's happening with the safety over there. You still need to read that out. He would still need to read that out if he hops, but again, we'll look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Bounce, load. right here. You know 29's up there. He knows 29's up there. If he resets his feet and looks, I think that's the deep dropping guy that's under Lazard. So that would put, for a frame of reference, Lazard somewhere in that area. And you can already see this guy's kind of screaming down here. So if he resets, he's got that. So it's definitely one of those. I think I've heard a lot of talk about the over-reliance on Davante Adams. I think that's maybe not quite to the level that maybe it's made out to be. But this one here is definitely he had a look, I'm sure he had his reasons. I'm not sure what they were, but he had a look that he wanted to exploit. Maybe that's just he wanted Davante to go up and make a play, but he never really read that out. When I look at it, I kind of don't like looking at stuff through the lens of, a man was open, this guy was open, should have hit this guy. But when we look at it through conceptually, what the concept is designed to do, how you read that, how the quarterback is surveying the field and kind of what he's seeing and all of that, I think that puts a better picture on kind of how this is supposed to look, how it actually ended up looking, and what should have happened in the meantime. So instead of just saying, well, he should have hit Lazard. Lazard was wide open over the middle. Say, okay, why should he have hit him? Did he have time? And the progression state it was. And in this case, I believe the progression says he should have worked. And if he read this out, he probably sees Lazard there. So I know it's frustrating. I don't know if this made it better or worse. I know for me, this kind of helps talking through this stuff. So I hope this helped a little, or at least didn't make things worse. So thank you for listening.